Hi there, this is AJ with Car Inspected, and today we are in Oakville, and we're looking at this 1966 Chevrolet Corvette. It's got a 427 big block with a Tremec 5-speed in it. Nicely done car. Looks like it was built a little while ago, a little bit of an older build, but it still shows very nice. Paint and body looks very good. I have no real issues. There's a couple little blemishes from age and some cracking, typical of Corvettes, but not too bad at all. Body does look really nice. There's a couple chips up front here, so it's pretty bright. I don't know if you can see with this, but here's one here and one here. As we go around the front, there's a couple other little ones here and there. For the most part though, it looks pretty good. Gaps all look pretty decent. As you see, the headlights, hood, the gap looks pretty even. A little tighter up front also. There is a little bit of stress cracking right here on the edge. Other than that though, it looks pretty good. Gap, nice and even. A little bit tighter on this side than the other side. But show me a Corvette that has perfect gaps, and I will give you $1. For the most part though, it looks pretty good. Again, some chips aging here and there. As we go around, we don't see many others around the body. There's a couple little ones on the driver's side, which I'll show you, but as you see, it looks very nice. It's pretty straight body work. Finishing looks pretty good. Overall, I'd say this is a really nice driver quality build. A little bit of kind of chemical reaction-y thing underneath, a little sinkage around this handle. Very hard to see. Probably won't be able to see in the light in the video, but in the light you can see a little bit right there. Go around to the back. All the chrome looks pretty nice. It was redone at some point. A little chip here. But the rear bumpers look good. The taillights look good. There is some stainage from water in here. I think it'll clean off though. As we go around back here, everything does look pretty nice. No real issues. Couple little paint drips on the edges that you can see back here, but for the most part, it's pretty good. As we come around this side, again, no major issues. Chrome presents really well. Couple little tiny, couple up here. Very tiny chips. Little pock marks up here. For the most part though, it all looks pretty good. Doors look good. Door gaps look pretty decent as well. You'll see in the photos, but for a ragtop they look pretty nice. Boot cover, it wasn't clicked down, that's why it was a little off, but I just clicked it down. That also looks good as well. No major issues. So we look at the chrome. A lot of it, chrome is stainless, a lot of it looks original. Chrome is a little pitted here, original, and the stainless around the windshield is probably original as well, with little bits of sign of damage here and there. Again, you'll see better photos, a little bit here and there. You can see it's wrinkled a little bit from years of putting the top up and down. Windshield is a new unit, looks good. Side glass all looks to be in good condition. I'll show you those real quick. They both look pretty good, no issues. You also see pictures with them up. Operation on the top looks nice. You'll see in photos how the top is in nice condition, no signs of issue. And I put it up and down with no issues whatsoever. So we go around. This is side pipe equipped, by the way. Only way a 427 Corvette should be. We have fairly new tires. They have about 9 to 10, 30 seconds. 2019s, I think they said they were on them. You'll see that exact date in the report. It skips my mind at the moment, but they are pretty new. Original Chevy rallies underneath. It's very hard to get photos, but you'll see some from the back. It has been converted to disc brakes. Well, not converted to, it has disc brakes all around, and they all look like they are pretty new. Undercarriage looks decent. I would call it driver quality undercarriage. Crazy attention to detail was not taken, but things are new whenever the build happened. There is a power steering leak from the pump, which you'll see better photos, but it's a little wet there. And there's typical grease and things like that around the fittings, but no signs of major wear and tear. Under here again, driver quality job. There are places where there's some wires and stuff kind of hanging down. As you can see, wiring was done not totally professionally. I'd say hobbyist level. It's hanging down a little bit. It was done a little quick, but it's apparently doing the job, so we have no worries. Under here, we see no issues. The transmission looks good. Again, you see some of that wiring, kind of amateurish. Looks like it's doing the job, but that is what it is. Undercarriage looks good. Frame looks nice and solid. I see no signs of issue. And this is a Corvette, so there is no issues with body rest. Again, frames look good all throughout, no issues. Rear looks good. Spring looks nice, no issues. And as I said, the tires are matching all around. All 2019s, all in pretty good condition, about 9 to 10, 30 seconds. And new disc brakes all the way around. Once we get under here, again, we see the rear is in good condition. A little bit of greasiness here and there, just from use. Again, it's driver quality. There's a new fuel tank up in there, as you can see, and again, some wiring is just hanging out. A couple of cracks in the spare tire mount, the glass of that. And it's similar throughout as we go around. Nothing wrong, but nothing super fancy. Side pipes look good, no damage or anything like that. And new tire back here again as well. If you look in the interior, nice and easy with the top down. We have a white and blue interior. Looks pretty nice. Seat has a little bit of wear and tear, just imperfections, a little dirt. No rips or anything like that, but it is hard to keep a white interior clean. And you can tell that it has been sat in. All this does work as it should though, with no major issues. Carpet was new with the build, but there is some staining from use that you can see around the footwells. Bunch of mats to keep everything nice. And again, we see some of this wiring job here. Does the job, but it's not pretty. Dash gauge cluster is original, but it does have aftermarket Intelleronics, that's it, Intelleronics gauges. And it is also equipped with a Holley Sniper EFI system, and the interface is right here on the dashboard. Dash looks good all around. Dash pad looks nice, no cracks or issues like that. And the original components all look pretty good here. They have radio. I don't know if it works or not. Nope, this radio is not doing anything. But all this stuff looks and presents well. Shifter, it's a dummy lift and lock style because it's the Tremec. Center console, all this looks good. Seatbelts are all in good condition, as you can see, with no real issues. Door panels, white door panels look pretty nice. Nice and clean. A little bit of dirt as to be expected, but nothing too crazy. No issues. Nice and straight. Typical body cracks throughout here and there in this Vette. A little bit here and on the other side as well. Nothing that is not typical for one of these Corvettes. So see doors close well. Go around to the driver's side, the passenger side. This looks pretty good as well. In here, again, seat, minimal wear and tear. Nothing too crazy. No issues. A little bit of kind of dirt here. I think it can be cleaned up pretty nicely though. This carpet is in much better shape. No major stains or anything of that nature. Your VIN tag is under here. Glove box. We'll see how that looks. So the cardboard's there. Everything looks as it should, and it opens and closes as it should. So everything there looks good as well. Windows, vent windows, crank as they should. All this stuff seems to work just fine. And again, this window up and down. I did notice this one was a little off with the top up. The alignment was a little off, but not too bad. As we go down here, new steel plates. And there is, again, some of that cracking. It's a little worse on this side. You can see it in the video. I took some better photos. And some cracks here and there, some things like that. We'll pop the hood. And under there we got the famous 427. Hood pops nice and smoothly with no issues. So here we go. Turbojet, 450 horse, 427 as the air cleaner says. However, it's not all stock, so it may be different. So the Holley EFI system is in place. Looks fairly new, newer. And the car does start right up. We'll do that in a minute. Exhaust manifolds, not headers or anything like that. Original cast manifolds. Wiring, there is a little bit of leakage around. You see that coming from that. A little bit of coolant coming from the head leak, I guess. And no other real issues. We've got an aluminum Champion radiator. Hoses all look nice. No issues. The coolant is a bit low. I couldn't test it because it was a little low, so it should be taken care of. But again, here's some wires kind of hanging out. I'd say wiring is the biggest kind of mess. Newer power brake booster. All this stuff looks pretty decent. No major leaks or anything. Little spillage in the oil here, but inside the motor looks pretty clean. No major issues. I did an oil test analysis on it, and we got a green light in that, which means there's no coolant or no high levels of zinc, which would be worn bearings, anything like that in this engine. So it does look pretty good. Again, no major issues. Belts, hoses all look good. A little bit of leakage from this from this intake manifold that you can see here and on this side, but everything else looks pretty good. Suspension all looks good. Again, frame throughout looks pretty nice. I see no signs of real issue. It does have what looks like a Mallory ignition. I don't see the tag, but it does look like a Mallory. Might be a knockoff, but it looks like a Mallory. And as we, what else did I miss over here I wanted to point out? Oh, yes, the power steering. I don't know if you can see in the video, but the lines are a little kinked. And like I said, you see a little leakage from underneath. Not major leakage, but it is seeping. I also tested your battery. Battery is good at 13. However, alternator doesn't seem to be charging, at least on idle. It seems to be actually drawing a little bit. So there might be a little electrical stuff to take care of, button up, things like that. It was showing 13 when went off, and I think 12.8 or 9 went on. So it's not really doing much at idle. Hood looks good, by the way. No real issues. Everything looks pretty nice. Now we're going to fire it up. We'll hear it running. So due to the EFI, luckily we have no issues starting it up. It does fire right up. EFI works itself out. She sounds nice. Can't complain about those side pipes. And it seems nice and quiet. There is a little tick. It actually sounds like it's from the EFI. I guess that's probably the injectors. And she shuts right down with no issues. So, there you have it. 1966 Chevrolet Corvette, iconic sports car, big block, manual transmission, convertible top, nothing to complain about. As usual, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.